remind people that this build that we are working off of right now is not necessarily going to have the same as before she became
Pathic resistance, a 25% passive skill. We know you want to see the actual skills in action. Let's go ahead and check it out. Skills. Let's go ahead and open up and gather everybody in, have them all grouped together a bit. I'm actually going to refresh for a brief moment. There you go.
This is live, folks. This is the proof.
Is live. This is where all the fun action happens. Let's go ahead and kick.
It's very fast.
She dashes about and then punches the enemy. So not only does she leave the enemy with a bit of a fractured state, she ends it with a stunning punch. There, flashing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get back here. I'm going to refresh because they're all over the place. Now we're going to go ahead and open with her third skill, which is the untouchable power.
Whoa.
She gives again
several
more punches and kicks and then dashes from behind. And you notice the enemies are actually left in silence.
Because they're so stunned.
Yeah. Well, actually, believe it or not, they actually are stunned, actually. There some stats that come with that are stunned, silence. Yes. That also grants you a little brief bit of immunity there. All right, so we're done with that skill. Let's move over on to our friends over here. We're going to input up with our fourth skill, which is a bit interesting. So let's take a look at this. So if you notice what she does, she actually kicks, I believe she kicks the ground up first, or she throws it up, and she just pummels them to death. As you notice, like the concrete actually falls into a little bit of tiny pieces and rains it down on them, and then finally takes the last piece and then slams it down. This is referred to as the meteoric slam. This attack not only stuns the enemies, as what happens when you're slammed with, in the face with a street, but also it also gives you a little bit of an attack buff as well.
I like how she whittles it down.
Next is her fifth skill, which is the forceful suppression. Now this is actually a defense down skill, so not only will this decrease your enemy's defense, it also increases your overall attack, defense, speed, and critical stats. Alright, so that does it for her fifth skill, but like I said, she has 6 skills. And usually, what follows up with that? She, of course, has an awakening skill, as, of course, you would have seen in the teaser. So let's go ahead and check it out. And of course, she summons her defending allies. Everybody shows up. You have Luke Cage, you got Iron Fist. All the defenders are here, or most of the defenders are here. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Love that body slam.
Yep, like I said, she summons her heroic allies, causing enemies to not only be paralyzed, removes any debuffs, while also buffing yourselves overall critical rate and damage. And that does it for Jessica Jones. I just like watching it. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Yeah, let's watch one more. And
we are going to see a little again, of course, because a couple other characters received awakened skills. But like I said, we'll go over that. Anyway, so that does it for Jessica Jones's new uniform, so you all can look forward to that. And yeah, so in the meantime, you guys can go ahead and leave in the comments what you guys think of her current skill set and uniform.
He was wearing, notably, in Power Man and Iron Fist, which came out in 2016. It's a classic Heroes for Hire.
So passive skill increase set. Again, one thing I love about all the defenders, they literally use the street. They literally use the street.
They're from
to
the
defend
streets, and you're gonna know it.
And of course, leaves the enemies stunned as you do. Next up is the hard fist, because it's a punch from Luke Cage. I would assume it's a very hard fist. So there you go. No additional stats that come with that. Next, we're going to use the warming up. Again, not necessarily attack, it's merely just a buff. And what comes with this buff, not only do you gain a little bit of a damage immunity, it also increases your overall attack buff, and not only that, helps you accumulate a warm up for true damage.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to move on to our friends over here. They look lonely.
Yeah,
okay,
they do.
Open up
Want to give him a hug?
Number 4. Oh, I don't think they want a hug from Cage. All right, this skill is actually referred to as the ground crash. You see, it opens up and it just slams it down.
Oh, that's why it's called that.
Again, this is actually another defense down attack. So what this attack actually does, not only does it, remove. Sorry, give me a brief moment here.
Nice.
This actually incapacitates enemies. Like I said, a lot of info. It's hard to keep track with everything. Again, so this is a skill that actually incapacitates foes, causing them to removes a bit of the target's buffs, while also again decreasing their enemy's overall defense.
Very cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and refresh, get the group all together again. Skill number 5 is the violent charge. So he kind of, dashes in, just giving them a barrage of punches. Take a look at that again.
Oh, nice.
Alright, this little ditty also, again, is a defense down attack. Not only that, also, let's see. Yeah, fun times for all. Yeah, so leaving enemies stunned, fractured, while also penetrating their defense. And of course, again, he has a little, of course, as you can see, has a 6th skill. Let's go ahead and test it out. Let's do it on this one loner over here.
Seems fair.
Again, this attack offers the same buffs same buffs and overall stats as Jessica Jones's skill. The only difference is it's that little ending little attack where he actually, if you see him watching closely, he actually jumps in the air, gives him a nice little body slam just to end it. No survivors at the end of this attack.
The body slam's my favorite part.
Just get a little punch. Boop. Okay. Now with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to Iron Fist.
All right.
Okay. So Iron Fist has a new uniform, and I believe, if I get the name of this correct, what is the name of this uniform, Kim?
You don't have it in front of you?
I do, actually. It's the living weapon. I just wanted to test your skills there. So this is the living weapon uniform, which is a new. I would say he's very. Energy attack that actually causes paralysis.
Oh.
Sweet. Next is skill 3, which is the Chi Flow. Can move up a little closer. Again, this is another buff attack.
Attack
more just
like his buddy.
Buff. Yeah. This actually increases your energy attack by 30%, while also granting you immunity and the ability to accumulate true damage. So he's all set to go. So next up is skill 4. This is referred to as Xiao Lao's Wrath. Take a look at that one more time. And you see Spirit of Xiao Lao just comes up. Again, really hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly.
It's there and it's wrathful. I love that.
This is another energy attack that causes burn damage, and also again decreasing your enemy's defense. That's always a useful stat that's always useful. Again, anything relating to defense down. Okay, these guys over here look lonely, so I'm going to go ahead and test the 5th skill on them.
Whoa.
That's a lot of fists. I just also like the little broken glass effect. Let's take a look at it from this angle. This is referred to as the Immortal Attack. Yep, it's called the Immortal Attack. It's the Immortal Attack.
It's very
this
bright.
Is another energy attack that also grants silence while also penetrating your opponent's overall defense, such as their Immortal Chi Strike. So we're going to get our defending allies to come again. Then ends, and then Xiao Lao comes again, delivers that final blow. This helpful attack actually, again, as I mentioned in the previous skills, again, actually removes debuffs while also granting a buff to your overall critical and defense again. And then lastly, we're going to end it again with the final attack, with the weakening skill.
He's just charging up.
And good to go.
Yeah.
And of course, the developers are gracious enough to actually give us some tips as well. So some final tips they granted us with. Things to move on to.
The leader has a few extra special moves up his sleeve, and he has been in existence as part of human history for a very, very long time.
That's right. So a little brief thing about Icarus, of course. Now he is a universal character. For those of you who wanted to know what character he would end up being, he has a couple passive skills. So passive skills, would, for example, are a couple we have listed here are Eternal Rebirth. This grants you super armor. We'll also do a little bit of a defense buff, and that when you are below 99% health, he actually gains a 4% recovery based on his max HP. Also, we have for his T2 passive skill, we have Cosmic Endurance. This grants a little bit of a buff. Let's
He's
move on.
The leader.
All right, take a look at his basic attack.
He's gotta do it up.
Got to live up to that reputation. So next up is skill 1. This is the Warrior's Fist.
Nice.
Pretty basic attack. This is an energy-based attack, while it also stuns and incapacitates your foes. Also a little bit of a silence there too. Next up is skill 2. This is referred to as the Hero's Advance. As you can see there, enemies are actually left a bit of a burn stat, while also ignores a percentage of their target's overall dodge rate. Not defense.
I like how this looks because Icarus is actually notable for being especially fast among Eternals.
Get these guys with another third attack. Third attack is the Salvation Blow. Again, you see a lot of burn damage used in these skills. It also grants you damage immunity while also being able to accumulate true damage, similar to the other heroes that we mentioned earlier in the stream. Let's hit him with the fourth skill. This is the Eternal Blast. This is an attack that causes paralysis, as you can see there, while also decreasing the enemy's defenses. Also granting you a little bit of invincibility as well. I think these guys have had enough. Let's take a look at these guys over here. They seem lonely, but don't worry, Icarus has a little something special for you. This is his fifth skill, which is the Surging Anger skill. Again, he's moving to and through about. Again, this is another burning theme attack. Again, decreases enemies' defense while also penetrating their overall defense. Also, check it again. I believe it also causes stun and fear.
He seems mad.
It makes sense. I mean, again, if you make an Eternal angry, it only makes sense where fear would actually be.
Do we?
Now, he's ready to tell us about this uniform in particular.
Well, this uniform is from a specific comic line I will tell you a little bit about later, but it is called Fall from Grace, and stronger materials for the different foes he is going to face in it. And it was a very iconic look from when it was made in the 90s.
That's right. Yeah, like I said, it definitely is different. I do like the fact that it has a nice little armor, so he has a little bit of a higher defense, looks like, for the radar sense. This is referred to as the Brutal Slash. And basic attack, again, just simple but effective. It leaves the enemy stunned. Do it one more time. Sweet. Alright, this is skill number 2. This is Criminal Extraction. So if you notice a little stat there, let's take a look at that one more time. Enemies are actually left stunned and also blind. I'm sorry, this binds them together. Next, skill 3 is called Sensory Focus. This is actually a counter skill. You notice he kind of pauses for a brief moment. This again, like I said, mentioned, this is a counter skill. But again, even in the event he wasn't attacked, he still ends up attacking. I'm actually going to go ahead and have the AI attack try it. Okay, so what makes this skill actually effective is that, again, this is, like, as I mentioned, this is a counter skill, but also causes paralysis, fracture, and again, and as he's holding his stance there, it actually helps to accumulate true damage, and again, he gets to deal more damage based off the damage that he's been receiving.
Very good.
Very useful skill. I'm going to turn off AI because we don't want the visuals to be ruined by all him and his
pew pews. Yeah.
This is actually the fourth skill. This is referred to as Fallen Retaliation, which sounds similar to the title you mentioned, which is for his uniform referred to as Fall from Grace. Let's take a look at that one more time. Where he uses the staff. Yeah. It's fine. I just like watching this one. This is a stat that also again decreases your enemy's defense while buffing your overall stats while guaranteeing you brief invincibility.
It's just a lot going on.
It is. If you notice, he actually brings all the enemies in, and then if you notice, they all spread out a bit. So, fun times. You gather them a little bit one more time. Refresh here for a second. get our friends gathered together. Hello. Okay, we're good to go. So I'm going to check out his fifth skill, because his T3 skill is ready, which we'll go into that in just a moment. We'll take a look at the fifth skill, as I mentioned. This is referred to as the staff strike. I'm going to do it again on these guys over here. This is another defense down attack, causing fracture while incapacitating foes, while again also removing the buffs.
Solid.
So, again, these skills, they're all fine and dandy, but we know what you really want to see. You want to see the T3 skill, which is always fun.
We know what you came for.
Yeah, we know why you're here. So let's take it out. This is Final Punishment.
Nice. Ah!
So for those of you who read the comics, of course, you'll notice a little clawback. You see just the way again, everything is just kind of dark. You see things that are similar to his vision. We're going to go ahead and warm up.
It's how he senses things.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and warm up.
We all know he's blind, but this is his. It's really cool because that's how it's typically depicted in comics. Is that particular look?
That's right. So let me go ahead and, so we're all ready. So we're going to go ahead and use our T3 skill one more time as I go ahead and go over the stats. So it makes this skill interesting. So not only does it silence foes, foes have a 100% attack of missing you for a brief amount of time, while at the same time you have a 100% chance of going past their overall dodge rate. Of course, it grants you 40% attack. It gives you a 40% buff to one of your attacks. And again, overall, it's just a fun attack. Visually, it's fantastic. Again, enemies can't hit you for a certain amount of time, and their dodge rate is ignored 100% for a brief amount of time as well. So, fun. That's right. So maybe some of you think, no, it's not challenging enough, or hey, I want a little bit more diversity. We will say a new challenge has been added to World Boss Ultimate, a rather hellish challenge. So that's because a new boss has been added to World Boss Ultimate. And for those of you who haven't picked up,
diabolical one, if you will.
And for those of you who've already skipped ahead and can see within the game screen itself, Mephisto has been added to World Boss Legend. So, not only have I practiced, I have no tools whatsoever. I have no good comic cards. I have no good gear, no CTP. I'm going to get my butt kicked. But the developers, were very insistent that we show you this. And hey, we're excited to show you this. You're not only going to see my butt get kicked, you're going to see it get kicked in style by Mephisto. So let's check it out.
You know what I want to see.
Players are raging just by the fact that all my are garbage. But like I said, we're here for your entertainment.
This is for you to beat later. That's your feature. Audience.
See Mephisto. All right.
Alright.
So I'm going to use some of the recommended skills granted by the developer.
Provided?
So we're using skill 3.
Okay.
Get some skill 4 and then his 5th skill in there. So I can get at least his T3 active.
Alright. You're not dead yet. There's still hope.
This is a horrendous idea.
You just, you have to be okay with failing a little bit, because being bad at things is the first step at being good at them.
That's true. I don't think the fans will agree. But... okay, let's get that T3 going.
Listen, Cage is human like us. He's not an Eternal. He's not a defender.
This is very hang on, I forgot.
He's just a man doing his best.
A little bit something special. If you notice, there are these circles here. So you actually do want to get on these circles, because if you get on these circles in time, a little special guest will join, and if you can see, if he shows up, yep, Doctor Strange is going to come in and help me out.
Yay! Ooh, Doctor Strange, get your foe.
He helped me out for a little bit, but I'm honestly very surprised. I have very little way in terms of to defeat him.
Come on,
but Daredevil
you got
held his
this.
own. I don't think I have any good. I don't have anything. Oh, he tried. All right, Jessica.
well, here's Jewel.
Save me. All right. Now, if I do recall, if I can survive long enough, I do believe I have Jessica Jones's combo, and I hope I can reveal that as I'm trying to survive. Oh, move. Oh, yeah, she's still alive. Okay.
So if you fail to activate all the magic circles in time, something bad happens.
Yeah, I believe that skill will do a lot more.
You will be killed.
Yes.
By rage attack.
So I'm trying to get Jessica to live long enough so I can also read my notes and also try to give off the combo at the same time. Okay, let's try this. Get the Awakening skill. So the developers gave us their combo. They recommend opening up with skill 3, so you can get that buff, and also her skill 4 works as a debuff, as we mentioned before. So recommended skill combo, she dies, so I wasn't able to give the combo. But for those of you who are watching, her good recommended skill combo are 3, 4, 5.
Get
1,
on
and
those
2.
circles.
I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention.
Get on the
okay,
circles.
Get in the circles. All right. Nope. All right. So we'll find out what happens.
Oh no!
So
here comes the instant death.
If you notice, didn't make the circles in time. Mephisto wiped the floor with me. So get on those circles. So let me go ahead and review briefly the notes.
So here's some tips.
Okay, go ahead and please share the tips for me.
When Mephisto gets hit, his rage gauge accumulates, and when it's full, he will cast Rage Attack. Rage Attack will kill you.
That's right.
Or it can kill you.
And also the fight consists of a lot of strategic thinking that you can do infinitely better than the stuff I currently had.
You got to come to these prepared. You cannot fail.